Alright, we're going to get started with demo 3. To get started, I'm going to click create a new repository, and I'm going to call it Marshall Demo 3. Let's go 03. Very good. I'm going to make it private and create the repository. Alright, while that's working, I'm going to go over to my Heroku and I'm going to do a new one. So new create app, app name, demo 03. It says it's available, and I'm going to go ahead and create the app. Let that do its thing. Alright, I'm in Marshall Demo 3. Come over here, click that, go down to my cursor. I'm going to clone the repo, put it in, click enter. I'm just going to go to my desktop, click my Python, and that's where I'm going to clone it. Click OK. And all of my documents seem to be over here just fine. So I'm going to go to my terminal, and from here I'm going to start with my python-m, then create my virtual environment, and then I'm going to activate my virtual environment, and that gets done. Okay, so I'm going to go venv capital scripts activate, and that will be activated, and we can tell it's activated because this is here. Alright, now I'm going to do a pip install -r requirements and just get all the requirements installed. At that point, I'm ready to go with my number 3. Okay. While it's installing, I'm going to click over here, create a new PowerShell, and jump into Claude. Claude's going to ask if I like this folder. I'm going to say yes, I do. All right, so we're good. Now we're going to go back over to the over here to Heroku, and I'm inside my demo 3. I'm going to click on my GitHub, and I'm going to come over here and just type in demo and do a search for it, and it should go and find the one that I got, which was this Marshall 03. I'm going to say connect. I'm going to come down to the very bottom. I'm going to enable auto deploy, and I'm just going to deploy it the first time here, which it hasn't really done a whole lot yet, and so we are good. Okay, when I'm back in Heroku, I'm going to go to resources, and inside resources I want to add on a MySQL, and I'm going to use this JAWSDB MySQL, and I'm going to keep the free one, and I'm going to say submit order form, and that's going to give me a free JAWSDB MySQL database. Okay, and it's provisioning. It just takes a second just to do it. Now let's go back over to Claude and make sure everything has been run. It has, and now I'm just going to do a python app.py and just make sure everything is running good. It is. So I'm going to jump on the internet and make sure it's working. 127.0.0.5000, and here's my starter kit, and it seems to be working just fine. Okay. Alright, so we go back over to Claude, and we can also go back over to our thing to see if our resources, and it is here. Okay, so if I click on it, it's going to give me all of my database information. Now, if this is all going to be bad information, I'm going to delete all this, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to copy all of that, okay, all that information, and I'm going to put it into a notepad document so I can have it for later. But this tells me what my host name is, username, password, and my database name. Okay, now I'm going to download and get the MySQL Workbench. Okay, I use it, it's free, and I'm just going to create a new connection. So I'm going to show you how to do that. At the top here, connection, you can call it whatever you want. So I'm just going to call this demo 03. Host name is the one that we just got. Make sure when you copy and paste it, you do not get any extra spaces at the end. You got to be super careful about that. Then we're going to grab the username, and then we're going to grab the password, and we're going to store it in the vault. Click OK, and then we're going to grab the database name and put it right here. Now, when you do that, you click test connection. You should get this positive, yes, you've made a connection. Click OK, and now we're in our demo 3. And open it up, and this is what it looks like. So originally when you get there, it's going to look something like this. It's going to be in the administration. It might have a whole bunch of things open. I want it to look like this, where your query takes up a big chunk here, you have output down here, and then your schemas is where you start. Now over here on this side is where you're going to make your tables. Okay, so you can come here and you can simply do create a table, and we'll go through that whole process in just a minute. But this is how you connect into the actual database and work with the database. Now we can go into our cursor and tell it we want our env file. Okay, so we can come over here to our Marshall demo, and we can just say we want to make a new file. We're going to call it .env. Go to our example, and we're going to just copy all of that right into our env file. Now remember, this env file is not ever going to go up to GitHub. Okay, so GitHub will not move these up there. Okay, but we want to go and grab our information right from the text document that we did, and we want to put all of that information back in. So let's grab the username, go over here, username, password, and database name. Alright, we want to put that in our env file. Now when we start building this app, we can go back to our file here, sorry, our Heroku, and we actually want to add that to our Heroku. And we're going to go into, I'm pretty sure it's into settings, and we're going to scroll down here, and we're going to add config variables. Okay, and we're going to keep it the exact same. Okay, so we're going to call it, let's go back to cursor, DB host, exactly the same. So we want to make a new key, DB host, and we put in the host name right out of our file. We can click add. Okay, then we want to go back and do the same thing with DB user, and we want to add that as the next key for the user. And this is going to be the most secure way to put in to pass in the username and password for your database. So we're going to go DB password and put that value in, and then we're going to go last one, I think it's like database, so let's go back and grab that, DB name, and put that in here, and put that database name in there, the schema, and click add. We can now get rid of this one because we don't need it anymore. Okay, that top one, and we should have these in here. So these will be the ones that you get, and they are literally the ones that come into this file right here. Okay, all right, so you can't actually manage this from Heroku, but you can manage it from the Workbench. Okay, all right, so that's what we wanted to cover in this lesson. We want to cover how do we set it up, configure the databases, install the Workbench, and navigate the Workbench. So I think we're pretty much good, and then it just is going to take a bunch of trial and error.